Hey guys, today I'm doing the first of book month videos. This is November 2012. I'm gonna talk a little about all the books that I've read and how I liked them, or if I didn't like them, why I didn't like them. Okay, let's start. This is the first novel that I have read. It's The Scorpio Races by Maggie Stiefvater. That's the German version, obviously. It's about an island where there are water horses, like magical horses that are really dangerous but really beautiful at the same time, and really strong and faster than normal horses, and they come out of the sea like in October or something, and when 1st of November comes around, every year there's gonna be a Scorpio race, like a race with these water horses, which is really dangerous and really exciting and like a big event on that island. And this story tells us about two people who are taking part in this race. These two, well, they fall in love. Yeah, big surprise. But I really like this story because I love the character. It was kind of really real how they fell in love, because it was not so much romantic thing like they always told them, oh, I love you so much. That's not how it was. It was totally different. And the ending was just, wow, it was really, really exciting. That whole race, it was just, wow, written so well, and the scenes before the race were really beautiful, and I just liked that. What I didn't like so much was the beginning, because it was really slow. It was, the whole story leads up to this big race, to this exciting event, but at least it leads up to it, so you don't have it in the beginning, and it's just really slow in the beginning, and that was kind of sad, but I still give it like 4 out of 5 stars. Next one is the last part in the Trill trilogy by Amanda Hocking. It's about a young girl who turns out to be a Trill, which is kind of like a fairy, but not really. So they are called Trill, but they are fairies. Let's just say they are fairies. Who have changelings, so she lives in a normal family, a human family, and she thinks that she's a normal girl, and then it turns out she's a fairy princess. I think the story is really exciting. I love that third part because it was so much action. It was really, really fast-paced. I liked that a lot. The only part that I didn't like so much, in the ending, there's a short story integrated into the novel, which takes part 1 year after the novel, and I just thought that story didn't fit the whole plot at all. It didn't fit. It was so happy end-like, and so lovey-dovey romantic ending, and you just thought, oh my god, this is so cheesy. It was really, really, really cheesy ending, and it didn't fit. It didn't fit at all, because there is an ending in here, one that fits the story, and then you just have this short story with all the I just didn't like that, but you could just not read it. That's not a problem. This gets 4 out of 5 stars too. Then I've read Delirium by Lauren Oliver. It's a story about a future world in which love is seen as a disease that gets cured when you turn 18. The main character is 17, so she's gonna be cured in a few months. But then she meets someone from the outside who isn't cured, and she falls in love with him, and yeah, she kind of sees that love isn't just bad. That maybe you have to accept the bad parts to have the good parts. It's just, I liked it, but I didn't love it. You know, it's that kind of book. I thought it was a really cool story. The idea was really cool. I liked the characters, and I also liked the action of the book and the plot, and I just liked everything, but it wasn't that special something that a really, really good book needs. So many people are really excited about this novel and also about the second and third part, but I liked it, but it wasn't something really special. It's not like, oh, I need the second part. So it's gonna also get 4 out of 5 stars. But it was good. Yeah, good. Then I have read Stealing Phoenix by Joss Sterling. That's the second novel in a trilogy. The first one is called Finding Sky. It's about soulmates somehow who have special powers. And yeah, this second part is about a young girl who is included in an organization that the people use their powers to steal from normal people. And then she meets this guy who turns out to be her soulmate. And he's the brother of the guy from the first book. So it's well related. The 2 books are related, but it's not the same main characters. I was really amazed by the first part. I loved it because I love the characters. I loved the storyline. Thought it was really exciting. I thought it was really beautiful. And that second part, I also liked it, but I didn't like it as much as the first part. It was really different from the first part, I think, because the characters were really different, but it had a different storyline, which I liked, because the first book was all about young girl doesn't know that she's special, and then it turns out she has like special powers, and but this one, she knows from the beginning that she has these powers. And she knows all about this world of sevens, that's how these people are called. And that was really cool because Joss Sterling kind of got into the story very early, while in Finding Sky she had to explain everything. But I just didn't like the characters that much, and it didn't feel like it was so... I didn't feel it, it just didn't. So it's also a 4 out of 5 stars book. Well, there are a lot of 4-star books this month. Okay, the next one is not a 4-star book. Crossed by Amelie. That's the second part in the Match trilogy. Yes. You guys probably know what it's about. So this book is a very good example for how you should not write a sequel. First of all, I loved the writing of Amelie in the first part. It was really beautiful, and I just loved everything about it. But in this part, she just used the same phrases that she used in the first part, so it was like, it was getting so normal, and she didn't really think, like, it was just repeating the first part, and that was so, I hated that. Also, there's not a lot of plot in there. Nothing's happening. It's like in the beginning of the book, there's happening a lot, and then in the end, there's happening a lot, and in the middle, it's just nothing. I don't even know what I read in that part. It was nothing. There's nothing happening. That's really strange. Also, it was so much about the love story and about the love triangle, which I don't like at all. I hate it. The love story was so... she's not together with her loved one, with Kai, and she's going out there into the war. She's risking her life to find him. Only that the war doesn't feel like war. Just they never seem to be in any danger. It doesn't feel like it. I thought it's going to be like a huge and action-loaded novel, because you know in the last part of Matched, you know that Kai has to go to war. But he doesn't fight. They just stand there and they are being bombed. But bombs doesn't come a lot. They just come, well, every 5 or 6 days, and it's so strange. It's so strange. Also, finally, seriously, I thought it was going to be epic or something because, well, oh my god, the plot line was so strange. You just had, you didn't know what it's leading up to. Like, you thought, oh, yeah, they are searching for the rebellion. And it just happens to be somewhere in these mountains that they just happen to be climbing into. And it just, oh, that's a really cool twist because, wow, I didn't suspect that. Wow. What? And the ending is not exciting at all. There's happening a lot, but you don't really... Wow, that's really, really, really strange. And the worst part was that they finally found each other and they were so happy and they were together and they love each other so much. And then in the ending of the book, wow, I've never expected that. Never, really. That's so surprising that in the ending they get separated again. Cross is how you not write a sequel. Not. This book gets 2 out of 5 stars because I just think it's a really bad sequel, but I still like the characters because they were Kessia and Kai, and I loved them in the first novel, and there were a few beautiful things about the writing still in the second part, but it was... I just couldn't give it anymore. It's just... I'm so sad. I'm still gonna read the third part, but it's so sad. This is the next book, and with this I'm going to tell you that I'm never going to talk about only German books if I don't think that they will be translated somewhere in the future. So this is one book that I'm not going to talk about, and from now on, in every book month video, I'm not going to talk about the German books that I don't think that are going to be translated. Then I have read Dreams and Whispers, which is supernaturally... Yes, the second part of Paranormalcy, by Kirsten White. I don't really have to talk about that a lot because I think it was as good as the first part. I think that Evie was a little bit too weak in this part, especially concerning her future. She was so undecided and she was always relying on Lent to do everything and stuff like that. So that was really sad, but everything else was as good as the first part. I really like it. I think it's so funny. The whole story is really, really funny. I like the characters, and it was just exciting and great, and I liked it. So it also gets 4 out of 5 stars. Then I've read this book. It's also a German book, but the author has been translated before. Erebos, I don't know if you know that book. It's about a computer game going real life. So this is a dystopia, and it's so good. It was one of the best dystopian novels I've read this year. It gets 4.5 stars because it was just, wow, it was really exciting. It doesn't have a love story, it just doesn't. That was so extraordinary. If this ever gets translated, you need to read it. Then I've read this novel. That's Anna Dressed in Blood by Candace Blake. I liked it, but I thought it was going to be better. I know that sounds sad, but I still liked it. It's also 4 out of 5 stars. This is a supernatural kind of story, so a young guy who hunts ghosts and brings them to hell. So sounds really, really exciting, and it is exciting. It's not exciting, but I thought it was going to be more exciting, more like supernatural. But it's a young adult novel, and you feel it. There's a lot of blood in there, so it's not for children. shouldn't read this. I also didn't like that the main character was so obsessed with this ghost, with Anna, and he falls in love with her, which is really creepy. But I still liked it, so it's 4 out of 5 stars. But yeah, I thought it was going to be better. It still was good though. Okay, and right now I'm reading this novel by Katie Kashvinsky, which is the first of 2 novels, I think, about Dylan and Gray. I don't exactly know the title. I think it's also Dylan and Gray, but I'm not sure. This is a love story. I like it, I love it, but I'm gonna review it in the next book month video because I'm not through. I think I'm gonna get through today, but it's not on this video right now, so next month. Yeah, that's it about the book month. I hope you guys liked it. You can write in the comments, you can write which novels you liked most in this month and which novels you didn't like. What I didn't like obviously was Crossed, and what I liked most was this one. But you sadly can't read it. The best English novel that I've read was probably The Scorpio Races. Okay, that's it. Bye-bye.